Orange Sky Audio presents Insurrection, Dark Desires Origin Book 3 by Nina Croft. Narrated for you by S.W. Salzman. Chapter 1. The track is 7, year 2550. Hope Featherstone entered the code into the keypad and pressed her palm to the panel. For a moment it looked like the override hadn't worked, and she cursed under her breath. Then the door pinged and slid open. She slipped inside and the door closed behind her. Leaning back against the cool metal, she breathed in deeply, trying to slow her heart rate. The air smelled musty, as though it had been around too long, and the temperature was slightly cooler than the rest of the ship. A shiver ran through her and she wrapped her arms around herself. Was she doing the right thing? The truth was, she had absolutely no clue. They had planned for so many contingencies, but not this one. President Max Beauchamp was dead, sucked into a black hole with the rest of the people on board the Trackis-1. The light in the cryo chamber was dim and tinged green, giving the place an eerie quality. Rows and rows of cryotubes filled the huge chamber, each with a glowing green light to show it was still functioning, safely carrying its cargo to the new world. The people in here had been sleeping for 500 years. The fleet had almost despaired of finding a new home. They had nearly run out of food, and the ships were literally falling apart on them, when against the odds they had reached a system that appeared capable of sustaining human life. They were home. Time to move. She glanced at the number on the cryotube nearest where she stood and orientated herself. She'd been here once before, but that was 6 years ago, when she'd first awoken from cryo. She'd had to come back just once, to be sure that he was here and safe. After that, she'd forced herself to stay away, not to bring attention to herself or Liam. Now everything had changed. The metal was cold under her fingertips as she trailed her hand along the cryotubes, glancing at the sleeping faces through the clear windows in the upper surface. The people looked so peaceful. She had no memories of her own time in cryo. No dreams had haunted her sleep, though the nightmares had returned since she'd woken. Finally, she came to a halt by the tube she was looking for. It appeared no different than all the others, just recognizable by the number on the side. A smile curved her lips. "Hello, little brother." Then she took a deep breath, still not convinced this was the best course of action, but at the same time not convinced it wasn't, and reached across to enter the code to start the wake-up process. "Hope?" She almost jumped out of her skin.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?